Alrighty, another edition of the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, The Drive Home. As I drive home, I end the night with this bit of news, a quick edition of the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. And guess what? In case you haven't heard, in the wide world of mixed martial arts, the Ultimate Fighter finale takes place this weekend, December 1st, actually this Friday. And we were supposed to see Sasha Eubanks, take on Montano, and she's not. Roxanne steps in. Sasha is out. Sasha is out due to her failure to make the weight, to cut the weight. She had that issue during the season, and it was well documented with Lauren Murphy trying to take her spot on the show. And Roxanne lost to Sasha. Now she gets Sasha's opportunity. So I wanted to hop on the mic and give my take on the entire situation, as I have been known to do from time to time. And just really, when I first heard the news, I thought, I'm not surprised, to quote Nate Diaz. Sasha has had weight-cutting problems the entire season. Why do they allow fighters to fight in the Ultimate Fighter and compete at a weight class that is unnatural for them to compete in? It makes no sense. This isn't the first time this has happened in Ultimate Fighter history. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. It's not the fourth time. You get the point. This continues to happen year in and year out. She'll fight at 135 pounds every single fight. As long as she wants to be in the UFC, she will fight at that weight. If she's too small to fight at that weight, and if she can't make 125 pounds, she does not belong in the UFC. That's it. Nothing else. So we see this all the time. Fighters fighting at weight classes too big. Fighters fighting, trying to gain any competitive advantage that they can. And you have a guy that I respect a lot, Joe Rogan, go on his podcast and say, well, weight cutting is bad. Well, no matter what, no matter whether or not the UFC adds more weight classes or not, fighters will continue to try to find that advantage, to try to be big enough for one weight class or I should say, not have to cut weight at all and go into a weight class a little bit smaller and give up a little bit of size there. So that's the reality of it. You look at a girl like Sasha, she's a muscular woman. She's got a great build. She cannot lose the weight to get down to 125 pounds. It's just impossible for her. She's too small to be a bantamweight, far too small to be a featherweight. She's just a fighter that can't cut weight. And I feel for her. Maybe if the UFC had like 130-pound weight class for her, that would probably be right up her alley. She'd be the 130-pound champion of the UFC probably. She's that good. But the reality is that is not a weight class that's in the UFC, period, for men or for women. There's only 3 women's divisions: strawweight, 115, flyweight, actually 4, flyweight, 125, bantamweight, 135, and featherweight, 145. Outside of that, you're SOL. Roxanne will take this opportunity. She's the number 1 seed in the house and lost her fight in the semis. And she's got a good shot at beating Jessica Montano. Whether or not that happens, only time will tell. Montano, I think, has been the greatest sleeper contestant that there's ever been on The Ultimate Fighter. How can it get much better than her? being that she's a 14th seed. She beat Barb Honchak, the former Invicta champion. Remarkable run that she has been on throughout this season of The Ultimate Fighter. And if you've missed it, you've missed out. So Sasha out, Roxanne in. We're going to find out who the next champion will be in the UFC on Friday night for the UFC Women's Flyweight title. I'm excited. Free TV, can't beat it. Take care, everybody. I'm Ryan Thomas. That was the Thomas Take.